Hello again, it's Jim O'Rear. Thanks for joining me for another video. On today's video, I thought we would go over to Old Town in Kissimmee, Florida. And Old Town is, it's kind of what I guess I would describe as a combination of a carnival, the Strip at Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and Bourbon Street in Louisiana. To me, it's sort of a mishmash of that. I'm also going to refer to it as the COVID Carnival because I have never felt less safe from catching a disease than when I was at Old Town recently. Even under the countywide mask mandate where we have to wear masks right now, you'll see 80% of the people in this video are not wearing masks, and neither are people that are actually working at Old Town. So that as a bit of a warning, if you do want to go to Old Town, they are not following social distancing. Most people are not wearing masks, and they're walking by each other just talking loudly and rah, 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 with the spit flying out of their mouth onto anyone they walk by. So I will refer to it as the COVID Carnival. But in light of that, if you're interested in Old Town, I thought I would show you kind of what it's like there. It's like I said, it's a mishmash of things. You can do a lot of shopping, a lot of eating, a lot of carnivaling. So let's take a look at Old Town, the COVID Carnival. While you can access Old Town any time of the day, I like to go as it starts to get sunset and night because that's when all the lights come on and it looks very cool to see all the rides and attractions and stuff like that lit up over there. All the neon lights. It's a pretty cool little spot. Makes it very festive. But Old Town basically is it's a shopping and eatery and playtime type place. And you can see it's just rows and rows of stores that you can look in, and restaurants and bars and things like that. And there's some pretty cool stores there. Some unusual things that you may not see anywhere else. There's one of the outside bars, which is a pretty cool little bar. But you can see here it's just these long strips of stores and shops. They also have car shows there with classic cars and muscle cars. They typically do that on Friday and Saturday nights. And speaking of, here come a couple. Look at this Darth Vader car right here. This Darth Vader car is awesome. The hood and on the side there. And here comes a sort of modified General Lee right there. And even the license plate says the General. But let's look at that Darth Vader car again because, well, you know, I'm a Star Wars geek. This is awesome. I love this car. And the hood painting. Look at that. Look at that detail there. That is awesome. I don't even want to know. Well, I do sort of want to know how much she had to spend on that. I'm sure it was a lot. Now, we'll look at some more cars later, but here's a cool store. Of course, you know, being a horror geek also, there is a horror boutique over there with lots of officially licensed merchandise. And as you can see here, there's shirts and masks and toys and blankets and towels and collector's pins and all kinds of things like that inside this horror store. Some of the things are... They're a bit overpriced and marked up a bit. A lot of this stuff they've got from like Trick or Treat Studios and things like that, and have just like marked it up. You can usually get it cheaper from the source, but there's some cool stuff in there and things that you can go in there and just kind of look at in person instead of online if you want to see what they look like first. Now, going back out here to the Strip, I thought this was a fun place. This is kind of a hippie sort of store called Groovy, or Ash Williams from Evil Dead, whichever you prefer, with Groovy. And when you walk in there, it's like color exploded. Look at all the tie-dye and the hippie stuff. There's Bob Marley and Janis Joplin and all kinds of stuff like that in there. Really neat. I actually found some stuff in there that that my wife and I want to get, and we may have to go back and do that. Now there's a whole amusement park there, and it's more sort of carnival rides, but there's a couple roller coasters. There's a giant Ferris wheel. There's the typical things that you would sort of find at a carnival. There's go-karts. There's a slingshot, and I'll show you the slingshot here in a second. It's something that I would not want to get on myself. There's the go-kart track. It's multi-levels. You can see another roller coaster back there, and you also see sort of a Midway with the carnival games and the carnival food and things like that. So it's a real carny type atmosphere. This looks pretty fun right here. Yeah, lots of screams from people on that thing. I don't know if it flips completely upside down or not, but pretty cool. Here's another look at another one of those coasters and a little carousel there. There's the classic tilt-a-whirl. And remember I mentioned that slingshot? Okay, so here's the slingshot. See, those are people way up there with a rope. And there they go. They let them go. And they slingshot across Old Town. There they go up the other side. And here they come back. That was probably pretty thrilling. Now, they also have a lot of Midway games, like I mentioned, and this one is a little disturbing, though. It's a shooting alley, the old-time shooting alleys, and look, you can shoot up Mater from cars. Look at poor Mater back there, just sort of tilted with his eyes. It's sad. Anyway, here's a magic club, and I need to go in here one day and see some magic shows. Apparently, there are several shows they do a day. And there are different types of theaters in there, which kind of reminds me of the Magic Castle in Los Angeles with just a whole bunch of different theaters. Here's a list of them here, the Illusion Theater and Presto Parlor, things like that. They do matinee and evening performances, and you can go right in there and get yourself a ticket and see some magic shows. Yeah, definitely I'm going to have to go in there. I did not get a chance to go in there while I was here this particular time. Because the people there, quite frankly, were sort of acting crazy. So I wanted to get away. But hey, look, an A&W. I have not seen an A&W restaurant in years and years. And here's one right here in Old Town. It's All American Food, A&W. And this is a big one, too. I mean, look inside this A&W here. Lots of room. It's a huge A&W with old-style jukebox there and little mascot. Very cool. Now, I mentioned those old cars on Friday and Saturday nights when they have the classic car and muscle car show. This is sort of a look at what you can see there. Now, I did a whole video previously, you can go back on my channel and look at it, that just focuses on the car show and shows several of the cars that were on display the nights that I was there. These are a few others that I picked up that are not in that video, just to give you an idea of some of the things that you can see at the car show. Now, to rival that Darth Vader car, there's this other Star Wars car I came across, which is the Mandalorian. This is the way. Very cool car. Now, it's not as fancy and lit up as the Darth Vader car, but I do love the hood painting. Look at that. There's the Mandalorian. And little Grogu, the child, the baby right there, who I love. So, really neat little car. I love seeing these Star Wars cars and different themed cars. You can see a lot more of that in my previous car show video, as well as some that were decorated like Marvel characters and stuff like that. And then there's this, the tallest truck I think I've ever seen in my life. You can see some people there next to it to give you sort of an idea of the scope and size of that massive truck. Now, back over here in the shopping area, there's a lot of unusual things, but this is probably one of the most unusual things that I've seen. It is a fish spa. Look at that. Apparently you put your feet in fish tanks and aquariums and let the fish swim around them, and it's a weird experience. I can't imagine. I don't know. It's gross, and I can't imagine it would be good for the fish either. But there you go. Now, right across from that a ways is this cool place. This is a haunted house. Look at Dead Santa on the roof there. This is Mortem Manor. It's a 2-story haunted house. And again, I didn't get to go inside there. I'm going to have to go back and check that out. But it looks really cool from the outside. Right across from that is Scully's Rock and Roll Experience. This is a fun store because it's not only, got a lot of classic rock and roll things in there, but there's all kinds of horror stuff too. So this is sort of, look, there's Rocky Horror Picture Show and Creature from the Black Lagoon and Dracula. It's sort of where horror and rock and roll meet, I guess you could say. But kind of a cool store. It's another neat one that you may want to visit that has some unusual things that you won't normally see in a lot of other stores that you may visit. Now, they have a lot of entertainment over there at Old Town, different types of live entertainment. Here's just one that we came across where they're making bubbles for the kids. Look at all the kids playing out there in the soap. So I would imagine this could be maybe a little dangerous because it gets slippery, but it's kind of neat to watch all these giant bubbles happening. And speaking of bubbles, it's sort of balloon-like. Here's a balloon animal guy, and look, he's making these balloon animals for people, and he's not wearing a mask. I would not want to go up to him and get that balloon. And live bands also play there on the stage. They have a stage where they have all sorts of different bands, and this one, as you can see there, is called the Groove Infusion. Yeah. So anyway, that is sort of a look at Old Town. It gives you an idea of what is there and what you can go check out if you want to go see it for yourself there. There you have it. There is a look at Old Town over in Kissimmee, Florida. As you can see, there's all sorts of opportunities for shopping and dining and having fun with the kids and riding carnival rides and playing games, viewing entertainment, that type of thing. Seeing a lot of cool old cars. But like I said, it is not the safest place to be right now if you are in the high-risk category for COVID, because people are not following any sort of guidelines at all, even under the county-wide mask mandate and things like that. So there you have it. You can make your decision if it's a place that you want to visit right now. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching the video. If you did like the video, hit the little like button and then click subscribe to subscribe to my channel and join me back for more videos here in the near future. Thanks for watching.